Yo, what is up guys? Q-Star right here with another video. Travis Scott and the great Utopia, as you guys can see by the title right there. And one thing for sure is that when you mention Travis Scott, he's for sure it's lit type of vibe. His insane numbers, his streaming records, he be breaking left and right. I gotta be honest with you as well. I'm not the biggest Travis Scott listener. I'm not necessarily saying that I'm not a fan or anything, because there are tracks that I've heard recently. And maybe the most common one that always comes to mind is Yosemite from AstroWorld. I love that song featuring Gunna. But this isn't about that. This is about Utopia. And one thing is for certain is that Utopia doesn't necessarily bring that you sound, that energetic sound. It brings a whole nother vibe. Now before I say anything else as well, in this video specifically, I'm going to show you guys a different outlay or a way to show certain track lists and maybe even project information and stuff like that on my computer. Been trying to do that since the day I started YouTube, and unfortunately, but fortunately, it took me 2 years to learn. And basically what it is showing me on the webcam and displaying the display on my PC or laptop if you must. So that's just something that, again, I feel like will bring better aspects to you guys. But anyways, Utopia, it sells 145,000 on the first week. Streaming, stuff like that, units. I will make a separate video on that because I feel like as much as we see streaming and unit sales, we still don't really have clarity on what that means. So I would love to make a video on that for sure. And man, all I really can say is right off the bat is a lot of features. The Weeknd is featured twice. Bad Bunny is featured once on K-pop. 21 Savage though goes insane. But a very interesting feature that I must say is a track featuring Young Lean and Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle isn't a rapper, he's a comedian. And another thing that I also wanted to say is that Utopia to me sounds more like an apology, and for him to really lean towards the simple fact that he is human. I know I might sound crazy enough to say that, but basically what Dave Chappelle is really saying on this song is saying, hey, forgiveness, fight for what's right. How do I fall down but then get back up? If you guys remember, maybe 2 years ago already, it's been almost 2 years, that whole situation that happened at AstroWorld. And again, it comes back to me saying Travis Scott is very controversial, but I feel like it's unfair because his success is insane. From him having collaborations with McDonald's to having his own beer, alcohol sort of cans at the store. You guys see them, right? The Cactus Jack and stuff like that. It's really cool, but it's unfortunate because that event, man, I don't even want to go too much into it because I feel like today's video is really to talk about Utopia. But without further ado, I'm going to show you guys another format of how I'm going to talk about this album right now. So let's get right into it. Alrighty guys, so this is what I've been trying to tell you guys in the beginning of the video, that this is the type of format I'm going to show from now on. A lot of times I've never done this with any albums. However though, in future videos, again, I'm not just going to show this. I will also again show myself like in the beginning of the video. But this type of format to show you guys, showing the track list for future projects, it's really cool. It gives me a better understanding as well. So without further ado, again, Utopia. Let's check this track list. So this album is over 1 hour and 14 minutes long, and better yet, Hyena is the first name into the intro of this album. And you could not tell me that Kanye West has no inspiration into this, because he has a lot to do with it. And I also seen that Travis Scott was the one that produced this album. For many sources, I could be wrong though, but really in reality, he has had help. You can't really do an album by yourself. You can't produce it all by yourself. You need engineers. You need all these producers making it into all in one craft. But again, he could have been the leader into making sure that that sound, or Utopia, and to be more specific, had to do with this certain mind of Travis Scott. I mean, this album right here is insane. From songs like My Eyes, this is one of my favorite songs. Again, long intros, pure instrumentals, and then it goes into some sort of completely fast rhythm rap pace that Travis Scott, again, is very iconic. Really cool. God's Country is insane as well. But My Eyes, you guys should really take a look at this one. Make sure when you're listening to this, you're in the car and you're driving in the rain and stuff like that. That's what I kind of imagine myself. That, It's very slow pace, really cool. Check that one out. As a matter of fact, check them all out. But again, I'm on the Genius website, and it says right here, this album was released into the flurry of various receptions. Many noted the obvious Kanye West influences on the album. So yes, Travis Scott, really, they're really cool friends. You can't really say they're not. The whole family outside of the music, they're really tied together. I will say that's from my perspective. I think they are very tied together. But then it goes to Sirens and imagery, sound, production. Once again, that's where Sirens comes into handy, and it kind of almost scares you a little bit. Some of these songs are a little scary, like God's Country, the la 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 la. It's kind of scary, but that's where it comes to production. What does production mean? When you go to movies, when you guys see movies, of course, when you see a movie, it's like, oh, okay, I'm watching a movie, but then all these stuff in the background or all these immersive scenes, how do they do that? It's called taking time into making sure that this sound is what creates that. So that's exactly what Utopia is. It's an insanely produced. You guys can go ahead and check out a comment section of many songs on the YouTube scene, and you will see that production is a top priority or a main highlighted thing when it comes to this album. And oh my goodness, better yet, Meltdown. I had to replay this song like over 5 or 3 times at the gym, because when I'm listening to this song right here, Drake goes insane. And even for myself, I feel like you can even call this Sicko Mode 2.0, because there's like 3 parts into this song. The introduction with Drake, he goes insane. He talks about Virgil, something going on with some other members not wearing it no more. Some sort of diss there. You can definitely argue that. This was definitely aiming towards some people. I don't know exactly who, but this right here, Meltdown, has to be in my top 5 songs for sure on Utopia. Shout out to Drake. However, though, shout out to Travis Scott, because this song, it was kind of interesting because, I mean, I heard it many times in the album where he has some sort of Star Wars blasters samples. So that was a very interesting, but it brings a different aspect to this album. Going down to Fiend. Oh my goodness, man. So Playboi Carti. Uzi just dropped the album called The Pink Tape maybe a couple weeks back. Carti has to take another inspiration as well. So shout out to Carti too. Man, he's very unique. Definitely a character. Many might say that he might be done with music and he's just moving into the scenery in the background, into creating good songs. So yeah, Playboi Carti. Really, again, Fiend. Yeah, it's lit. All those ad-libs create that. So Fiend is another hype song, a mosh pit song for sure. You guys should check that one out as well. Again, you could check out the lyrics too. And Carti just says Fiend, and whatever it is. But another thing that really stands out into this song is that if you're really listening to it, again, the 808s, the sound, the rhythm, it's just insane, guys. I mean, really, really, like, what is going on here? That's what creates Playboi Carti, though. That's just one thing for sure that creates Playboi Carti. But going back to the track list. So yes, the track list, Del Resto featuring Beyonce. So this song right here kind of reminds me of Donda, that little doom, 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 doom. Again, Kanye West, Yeezus. Definitely took some inspiration. So the queen herself was featured in Utopia. But after all these songs, man, okay, it's pretty long. An hour is a little long. The ones that definitely stood out to me, again, I'm not hating on all the songs that I did not mention. If I don't mention certain songs, you guys let me know which one was your favorite. But definitely Utopia Twins. Definitely Utopia Twins featuring 21 Savage, which was featured twice on the outro as well, till further notice. Telekinesis, Future, SCA was in this as well. Ziza, I might be pronouncing that wrong, but overall wise, man, this album to me doesn't necessarily tell me or bring to me the vibe that it was better than AstroWorld, but what it really does to me is create a new sort of sound for Travis Scott. I mean, he did technically produce his album himself, pretty much touching on certain sounds, beats, and stuff like that. So is Utopia a success? Absolutely, 100%. If I were to even scale it on a grade basis, I think this would be like a A to A+. for the simple reason that it just, again, creates that certain distortion sound that Travis has always done in even previous projects. And even the feature with Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi, I love him, man. He's awesome. But this song, when I see a Kid Cudi feature, you automatically will probably just jump to that to be the first song you listen to. But it isn't really that certain sound that you would have expected or would have thought it would be. But again, maybe Travis wanted Kid Cudi to sound that way on this song because that's what created the theme. So, Utopia, 125,000 compared to what he sold with the bundles and merch, 400,000. That's a really big jump. Going back to AstroWorld selling 475,000 in its first week. Well, all I really could tell you is it's a step forward for Travis Scott. It's unfortunate. Again, I can always mention the previous stuff, but I think it's unfair. I think that this album, you guys could check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the bio or in the description down below. You guys could go ahead and give a listen to it as well. The top 5 songs would definitely have to Beat My Eyes, Thank God, Meltdown, Drake, absolutely insane. Playboy Cardi, Fiend, really awesome. Again, it's pretty long, but some songs don't really bring that Travis Scott sound. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. This is my first time getting my foot wet in 2023. I got a lot to learn, a lot of new aspects to learn, vocabulary, words, and stuff like that. So bear with me as I'm doing that. But as always, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like and subscribe. Have a good day today.